everyone. Welcome to my first video game review on this channel. I'm going to be reviewing Monster Hunter Stories. And if you guys do not know this, Monster Hunter Stories is a mix between the Monster Hunter video game and I guess you could say Pokemon for monster creature collecting game. Now, I myself have played the old Monster Hunter games and the new ones. This is 2026, so I've played like Wilds, I've played Worlds, I've played all the way back to Monster Hunter Freedom. But I've never played Monster Hunter Stories. So I finally did, and I want to go over and just talk about it, give you my thoughts, and give you a review score of what I think the game is, especially in a 2026 sense. So Capcom made it. Of course, they are the dev and publisher. And I'm just going to go over the things I like. So the first thing, voice acting is in it, which is
It changed color. The purification powered it up.
crazy. I guess the 3DS version did not have voice acting, but this is the remastered, so they did add voice acting, which I think is huge because I'm not trying to, rip on Pokemon or anything like that, but I would love to see Pokemon get some voice acting in. I've seen Digimon now, Time Stranger with voice acting, and now Monster Hunter Stories has voice acting, which very good voice acting. It's a huge plus in my opinion. And I like that each monster has its own abilities so when you go around and you capture certain monsters have abilities on the map where like these monsters can jump, these monsters can break rocks, or that it can fly. So you have all that. So it's cool that you can, once you collect these monsters, that you can get like their own abilities and stuff like that. So it's interesting with this game too, because it's very much, like I said, like Monster Hunter as well. You do like kind of the same with gathering and everything like that. So that is pretty cool. I am also curious because is this like the first Monster Hunter game that you can actually ride on the monsters? Because technically the other, I think it was Monster Hunter Rise. That's when you could first ride mounts when they introduced it. So I'm just wondering if this game is the first one to actually do, because you can ride your mount. So, but anyways, other things that I like about the game, the dens, they have like this system where you go out and there's like these little cave dens. They're kind of like mini dungeons, honestly. You go in there and there's like, I don't know, like just monsters, but you have to get to the egg nest. And when you get to the egg nest, then you can get an egg, and the eggs are there to collect these monsters. That's how you collect monsters in Monster Hunter Stories. So it's a pretty cool system to do. It kind of fits the Monster Hunter. Thank God you don't have to go all the way through the cave. All you have to do is just get out of that one room. I was a little nervous because I remember like Monster Hunter Freedom doing egg quests back in those days. Oh, they were rough. They were brutal. If you guys know, you know. So, but yeah, I do like the dens. They feel like little mini dungeons. I love that you can see gear on your character and weapons. This is always a big one. I always feel weird when an RPG has gear in the game, but it never changes your character. So I think this is a huge plus for me in this game. I like that you have to grind some side quests to actually progress the main quests. You will feel weak, and there was a point where I was just grinding the main quest and I actually felt weak, and I had to go back to upgrade my gear and to upgrade to level up my monsters, because you do have to level them up separately. They do have the shared XP in the parties, whatever ones, you can have up to 5 monsters and they can share XP. So they do that. They do have that. We also like you could mix the monsters up through channeling. So this is like you can mix breed pretty much to get certain abilities. I didn't do much of this. I didn't feel like I had to do it, but I think if you want to like min max in the game, I think then this would be the way to do it, right? Too. So I didn't really get into this mechanic, but I do like it there for min maxing and stuff like that. I just focused on the main story quests and did some side quests and then did some of the other systems. So combat system feels good, and it's like rock, paper, scissors. So literally you have like power, speed, or tactical, and like power beats tactical, tactical beats speed, and speed beats power. So it's like this rock, paper, scissors, which is kind of nice because you're always trying to guess the monster that you're going up against. It's like, is this a power monster or like a tactical monster? And you kind of gives you an idea which kind of monster that you are going to fight. So I do like the rock, paper, scissors game. I'm very curious, especially going into 2 and 3, because Monster Hunter Stories 3 just came out like not that long ago. I'm curious how this battle system evolves on the next games and what they do. So, and then I got to do a little bit of the tournaments, which I think are really fun. I always like the tournament thing. So they got like the bronze, silver, gold, and I think up the plat. I've only done the bronze so far, and yeah, it's just cool. It's a hunter versus their pet and hunter versus your pet, and I just like that with this extra things you can do in the world. So it's really, really fun. And then speaking of other systems, like the tower system and the labyrinth system, you unlock that after the main story. And I did do a little bit of the tower system. I'm always a fan of tower systems. I love when RPGs do tower systems like, hey, we got 50 or, 100 floors that you got to do. And there's this boss fight, you just go. That's what this is. Literally, there's one room, boss fight. Go, if you beat it, you go to the next one, you go to the next one, you go to the next one. I didn't get that far. I think I got to like floor 9 or whatever. I only tried it one time. So just trying to give it. And the labyrinth system, I did not get to check out, but it seems pretty cool to check out. So I might be able to get to it eventually. I just haven't for this review. So, but I do like that they have these extra systems in the game. And then also you have your sub quests that you can do. There's a lot of sub quests, just like any other Monster Hunter game where you have like the rarities, right? So into rarity 7, you can go out. And sub quests are pretty much where you can just go out and refarm, like if you're trying to get items to craft up your gear. So it's a lot like Monster Hunter, like the other Monster Hunter games in that way. So yeah. And then, so the things that I dislike, those are all the things that I liked about the game. Hopefully I didn't miss any, but yeah. So now things I dislike, there's not too many, but there are a few. So after the combat, there's a weird like timer. So I don't know, because this was a 3DS game and it did get remastered, but there's this weird thing when you go and you fight a monster and then there's the monster next to you and you go and you try to go attack that one. It takes like 5 seconds before you can like run into it. So you might run into like 3 times before it actually attacks you. Small gripe, but kind of annoying after a while when you're trying to farm. I do wish I could see monster level. I did put in here, I'm not sure if there is a way to see, but I don't think there is. And so it's really hard to tell which monster level you should be. And yeah, I don't think there's any way to scan or anything like that. Like Digimon Time Stranger has a way to scan and you can see the level. I don't think Monster Hunter Stories, at least this one doesn't. I'm kind of curious in the future if the other 2 do. So I would like to see if they add that because that would be really nice to know. I feel like the little mini games, which I do like that this is there with like where you have to like spam tab or you have to roll or you have to do LB or RB, when you're fighting a monster, you kind of go into like this little battle scene, right? But man, I did not like lose any of them though. It is a pretty easy system. I would like to be tested more. So like spamming the A button, and it's pretty easy and you feel like you always win. So I don't know, maybe it's still cool to have it in the game, but I don't know, maybe make it more difficult or I don't know, maybe not have it. I don't know. I like it personally, but I dislike it because I like never lost. So it's, yeah, it always feels like you always win. So I don't like that about that. I feel like I should be a little bit challenged there. So I wish on the travel map so like the map system in the game is, I don't know. I wish that I could pick like where you pretty much have to remember where you go and stuff like that and the checkpoints. And I just wish I had like the map of the zone and then I could see the checkpoints and I can go and click on that checkpoint on the map. But it just has a list of each area you can go. So you kind of have to remember where you go. Again, this is an old 3DS game and just probably the way it was programmed. So I'm curious. I'm pretty sure that will probably get changed in Monster Hunter Stories 2. Kind of curious, or 3. But overall, I'm just not a huge fan of it. And yeah, I would love a better mapping system for that, and also for the open. Like you only get like the corner map, and you can only zoom out so far. I would love to have like an overworld map. I think that would be a lot better. Again, we'll see what they do. This is just improvements. This is just dislikes on this. Here's what they improve on 2 and 3 because they made 2 other games. I feel like they can switch the color of what they are targeting. That's what I put on here, which is the targeting. It's like almost the same color. It's like a white brownish kind of color. It's sometimes I got me really confused when I first started the game. Like I would accidentally heal my monster, and it took me a little bit to get used to. I kind of wish like just a different color, something brighter that I can tell. It wasn't a problem later on, but at the very beginning it was. So I just put it down here. I think this is like one of my first days. I was like, this is kind of confusing just with the colors. So it's like, which potion do I go? And, that kind of thing. Like, who am I targeting? Yeah. So, and then flying could be better. It's a little janky with the flight that you can do with Ratha. And yeah, I think that could be better. It's just janky. Sometimes it looks like you can like land on a land, but then you can't. You have to like move it over. There's just some like certain areas and certain spots that you're trying to hit I was using an Xbox controller trying to hit the B button to go down and land a certain way, but it's like, no, you can't go over there. It's just kind of janky in some spots, but still cool that you can fly. But yeah, it is kind of janky. And then the other things is obviously graphics they're okay. I'm not really a graphic guy myself personally. I'm more of a gameplay, but if we want to talk about video games and reviewing video games, well, the graphics, it's 2016 on a 3DS game, so I didn't expect much, but we're just going to put it in here as something that, it's okay for that. So, and then the story's okay overall. I actually surprised me at the beginning. There's a certain thing that happens in the beginning. I'm not going to spoil or anything. I was like, wow, okay, I didn't see that coming. That went a little dark, right? So I like that part, but the overall story, it's okay. Actually not bad for a Monster Hunter story. I was a little bit more intrigued compared to I think even like World Story. Now this is just base World Story. I actually never played the DLC of Worlds, so I think that one gets better. But I'm going to be honest with you, Monster Hunter games have never really been about the stories. It's just been about the cool fighting. Yeah, and then played Monster Hunter Freedom, and I don't even like. I just don't remember the stories. I remember playing World Story. That was the first one I played, and honestly, I don't even remember it. So I remember all the cool fights and stuff, but I don't remember the actual like story, what was going on. So overall, story was okay. Yeah, it was a very cool, interesting game, and like I think the gameplay is really good. I think it even holds up to 2026. Like if you like Monster Hunter games, I don't know if this will be 100% for you because you have to like turn-based games. I think Pokemon players would like this more than like the Monster Hunter players. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think a lot of Monster Hunter players really likes that action gameplay, right? And I don't know if turn-based will be their thing, but I think Pokemon players would. Now, if you like Monster Hunter and you like Pokemon games like me, and turn-based, because Pokemon games are turn-based, then you will probably like this game a lot. So, and yeah, and then the music and sound design is I don't know. It's good. Yeah, it's like fine. It sounds like Monster Hunter. Nothing too crazy. Don't remember like background music and stuff. So game time overall for me took me 27 hours. I put 27 hours into this game. I'm just mostly focused on the main. Did a bunch of side stuff. Dove in some other systems of the game, but I pretty much got the whole general way you play the game. Because like right now, all I can do is pretty much level, go capture them all, and go dominate the tower and the labyrinth and try to get the best gear and the best monster I can make. So there is plenty of more time. Like I could probably put 70 hours in this. And obviously I bought this on sale, so it was only a few bucks. Easily worth the money. And I still think this game holds up in 2026. And yeah, and the characters are fine. Roberto's best character. All right, I'm just saying. I don't know if you guys want to comment down below if you agree with that or not. Yeah, so yeah, my overall rating of this game is 7 out of 10. All right. And if you guys don't know what 7 out of 10 means, that means it is a good game. So yeah, that is my review of Monster Hunter Stories, the first one. And guys, if you want to comment down below anything that I can do better on these video game reviews, please comment down below because I'm new and I'm trying to get better at this and learn. But hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next review.